Mr. Adam Krzywosądzki, Deputy Chief of the Mission at the Embassy of the Republic of Poland in Washington, D.C. Mr. Adam, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to address you today and to see so many participants attend this first Science Polish Perspectives meetup in the United States of America. I regret that we do not have a chance to meet in person, but I hope that the imminent success of today's meeting will leave us no other choice but to gather physically as soon as the situation improves. Allow me to express my special thanks and gratitude to the Polonium Foundation for having me here today, as well as for its tireless actions aimed at strengthening the global community of Polish scientists. The Foundation's efforts to maintain a robust social network of Polish scientists working abroad result not only in the integration of professionals from various disciplines, but also promote and increase their visibility in host countries. This support offered to the scientific diaspora plays an important role not only in the development of individual scientific careers, but also has the potential to advance Polish science on an international scale. I also wish to thank all the scientists who joined us today. Let me emphasize that just like once Maria Skłodowska-Curie, you not only contribute to the development of scientific research on a global scale, but also to building a positive image of Poland and Polish science abroad. We are glad to have you as ambassadors of our country in the world of international science. Ladies and gentlemen, there are a number of reasons which make events such as this one important. Let me name just a few that are particularly valuable from our embassy's perspective. First, an interdisciplinary environment creates networking opportunities and a culture of collaboration. It fosters the free exchange of ideas, shared experiences, as well as lessons learned, and helps build a strong scientific community. It also paves the way for a flow of information and knowledge, which often leads to collaborative projects between different scientific fields. A social connection established today might in fact turn into a fruitful research collaboration tomorrow. Second, strong international cooperation in science enhances the capacities of scientists and scholars. It allows them to familiarize themselves with other research systems, institutions, and funding opportunities. Moreover, scientific meetups foster innovative ideas inspired by connections with people from different backgrounds. Last but not least, a strong scientific diaspora network confers social, emotional, and professional benefits on scientists at different stages of their career. These benefits are essential to establish oneself in the host country. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also share with you a couple of points regarding the role of science from a diplomatic perspective. Science diplomacy is certainly not new, but it has never been more important. Given the gravity of global challenges such as the COVID-19 pandemic, climate change, or food security, no one country can solve them alone. In fact, next week, world leaders will gather, some of them virtually, some in person, in New York City to take part in the 76th General Debate of the United Nations General Assembly. Some of the events that will take place on the sidelines include a summit specifically dedicated to tackling the COVID-19 pandemic, organized by the White House, but also a food system summit, which aims to transform the way that the world produces and consumes food. These are just two examples of increasing collaboration among states in science-related fields. This growing cooperation contributes to the shaping of foreign policy and, through improving relations between countries, to global stability. Ladies and gentlemen, today's science is an international global endeavor in which ideas transcend borders, uniting humanity in the global quest for knowledge. It is the main source of economic growth, and the prosperity of nations. All that would be impossible without international collaboration. This is why I deeply believe that the experience and knowledge of Polish scientists working abroad greatly enriches the scientific culture of research institutions in both the host country and in Poland, and that in the long term, it is of great benefit to our country as well. Thank you again for the opportunity to participate in this first of its kind event in the United States, and I hope you enjoyed today's inspiring presentations and discussions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was really informative and interesting and inspiring talk. We can't talk about science and the scientists without giving them a voice. Let's welcome Professor Władek, an extraordinary Polish-American scientist, the author of the most cited crystallography paper, Processing of an X-ray diffraction data collected in oscillation mode. The paper was cited over 40,000 times. During the COVID pandemic, he became involved in the improvement of SARS-CoV-2 macromolecular crystal structures. Let's hear him out.
Thank you very much, and thank you for invitation. I hope my slides are okay. Yes, Vanessa?
Yes, everything works. Yes, we can see your slides.
Okay, fantastic. So you see, I will talk about success of Polish XXX scientists, because they may be in different countries. And I will talk not about people who were born in Poland, which we usually do, but about the people who was educated in Poland, and sometimes they had early career in Poland and real career or larger career elsewhere. And you see, so I will talk about people who are relatively old, like myself or Alex Lodafer, but all these people are above 60, are usually above 60. So I will skip Janusz, who will talk here, because he is too young. And there is one thing which we all have to realize, that yesterday's success is yesterday. Today we need something new. Yes, 68 years ago, little over 68 years ago, Mount Everest was conquered, and Queen Elizabeth II was waked up at night at 2 a.m. to tell her about this great success. Now, you have a long line of people who are waiting for their photo opportunity on the top of Mount Everest, which is maximum 2 minutes. So everything has changed, and in science, it's the same. And when we are talking about Polish science, it's the ultimate success is Nobel Prize. But you see that if we will go to Wikipedia and list of Polish Nobel laureates, we see the people who left Poland when they were 3 years old in science, 2 years old, 8 years old, and 13 years old. So they didn't get education in Poland. Yes, they left for various reasons. And if we will see the most modern Nobel laureates, Joseph Rotblat got Nobel Prize for Peace. He's a physicist, but he left in 39, I think. Jerzy Charpak, also physics, for detectors, but he also left Poland as a child. And we got unbelievable success in literature. Poland got 3 Nobel Prize in literature, and all these people left, and 2 people never left Poland. And Czesław Miłosz left Poland when he was, I think, around 40. But I didn't check that. And so I will not talk about Nobel Prize winners, because we do not have, in this category, we do not have Nobel Prize winners, but I will talk about people who are working in high energy physics, in biomedical sciences, and in astronomy, because this field were fields in, at least I know, where Polish, when people educated in Poland, achieved great success. And also I am somewhat related to that because I am a physicist who moved to protein crystallography in the age of 42. So quite late. And this is astronomy, radio astronomy, and origin of life. And the extremely successful was Bogdan Paczyński, who became the member of Polish Academy of Science in the age of 36. And after in 80s, I think in 1980, he moved first to Caltech, and afterward he was offered position in Princeton. Alexander Wolszczan, also somebody who got PhD, I think, in University of Mikołaj Kopernik, Toruń. He is now in Penn State, and he is co-author of the first discovery of planet, which was not in our solar system. Andrzej Pochorille from physics department he is in NASA and UCSF, and he was the head of origin of life at some point. Anna Żydkow, or I may say even Ania Żydkow, with whom I was in the one class in elementary school. Afterward, we were together in high school, but not in the same class. I mean, in the same class in US sense, but not in the same class. And afterward, we studied physics together. And there are Żydkow object, very known Żydkow object, and she left Poland, I think in 70s. She first went to Australia, and now she is in Cambridge. And we have to remember, and these are Żydkow objects, yes, these are the Hubble view of one of the galaxies. And we have to remember that here we have in Charlottesville, Marian Pospieszalski in National Radio Astronomical Observatory. And when we are doing all these beautiful pictures, the signal to noise is absolutely critical, as in every science. And he is an engineer from Warsaw Technical University, and he did from electronic department. And his amplifier is in Smithsonian because he really is behind of this success. And we have to remember that there are many people who may not be on the first page, but their role is critical. They are doing things behind. And I wouldn't know about Marian Rom, I have to admit, if he wouldn't be in Charlottesville and if we wouldn't ski together many times. So some relations are developed through various on various ways. High energy physics. Yes, that this is 3 people, and I knew all of them very well. Andrzej Buras, who emigrated from Poland after '68, and he was my classmate in physics. He is now in Technical University of Munich, unbelievably successful. Danuta Kiełczewska, unfortunately, she died, and since 78, 79, she really never moved to Irvine. She was US citizen, but she was traveled between Warsaw and Irvine for 15 years. And you see that and she was involved, it's very, very interesting. She was involved in unsuccessful experiments. When they were trying to find neutrino decay, and they built experimental system 4 kilometers underground, 4,000 meters underground, and in Ohio, and they couldn't observe that. But at some point, there was supernova, and everything was in place. And Frederick Reines got Nobel Prize for supernova, not for the experiment which he was trying to perform. That here is my, it's another, another classmate, Joanna Kubar, who also emigrated after '68. And her career was really unusual. She became professor of physics in the University of Nice, and she decided that physics is boring, and she started to study medicine. She became professor of medicine in the same university. And again, after several years, she said, no, it's not enough for me. And she became the writer. She wrote a number of criminal books and was very, very successful. So you see that some people, they can move and they are still successful, and not necessarily they have to do all the time the same. Synchrotron. These are the big machines, and this is APS at Argonne, and you see here cars which are parked. This is the synchrotron in Taiwan. This is the synchrotron in Shanghai from inside. And again, Polish people role was unbelievable. Zbyszek Dauter was in Hamburg, in Brookhaven, and later in Argonne. Andrzej Akimiak ran the most successful beamline in Argonne. And many synchrotron, and this is the picture from Shanghai, they organize workshops, and number of Polish people were tutors on this workshop. And really, this workshop was behind of the success of these many synchrotrons. Biomedical science, other people whom I didn't put here. Witold Filipowicz from Switzerland, Zygmunt Derwenta, my colleague here at UVA, Maria Simeonov from Ohio, I do not remember, and she is a surgeon in Ohio. Krzysztof Palczewski, phenomenal guy who is working on vision. He was very, very close to Nobel Prize. And Adam Godzik, also from physics department, one of the best bioinformaticians in the world. And Krzysztof Cios, who is, I have learned, he was close to me. And you see that there is a number of awards which are given by Piazza. And you see some of these awards are for people who have Polish descent, like Ann Wójcicki, co-founder of 23andMe. But her father came to US when he was, I think, 14. And these are the people from this, and some of these people were really in the category in which I am saying, like Wolszczan, Maria Simeonov, Zbigniew Darzyńkiewicz, and Krzysztof Palczewski. Here in this category, I'm afraid it's only the last line. So you see that contacts with Poland. In 2012, there was a professor who wrote how mediocre is Polish science. And I had around 60 people in my lab who were students or postdoc or super postdoc from Poland. And I did notice that they are mediocre. The same is true for Alex Lodover. And we wrote a short rebuttal that we said that we do not see that. We do not see that. Polish scientists are great and Polish educators are great. And you see, and here, little earlier, there was in Frost magazine, there was article about most successful exports. And this was Polish brains. Yes, and it's really true that Poland exported large number of brains to other countries. And some of these brains were pushed out around 68, some of them in 80s, and the stream is going. And as you see, not all these people, but many of these people were enormously successful. So if you will look, what does it mean success? We do not have Nobel Prizes. But if you will look at top 100 papers in the sense of citations, and I am making comparison which was done in Nature, if you compare all papers to the Mount of Kilimanjaro, the top 100 papers is 1 centimeter on the top of the Mount of Kilimanjaro. And this is top 1,000 papers. As you see, it's going down very fast. And there are 3 Polish people who are on that, who are among top authors of top 100 papers. And you see, a scientist, as artist, is not paid for his or her labor, but for his or her vision. Yes, we have to have vision. It's not only work. And you see that if we look, we have now the real crisis with SARS-CoV-2. And we have tremendous number of structures in PDB. It was done a little earlier, probably over 150,000 publications. But we are not too successful, and especially that we got vaccine and we, scientists, failed to produce a single message that even high school dropouts can easily understand. And I was thinking with my friends how to do that. And what we did some time ago, we put the plot, very simple plot. This is the fraction fully vaccinated people by states in US. And these are the new cases per 100,000 people. And as you see, when the vaccination fraction is low, there are various reasons why in some states you have large number of new cases. But if you have a really high vaccination rate, it depends really on vaccination. You are. Sorry?
Are you going to leave? Oh.
But the problem is to have different approaches, problem-solving approach, that we should work not only on structures, but also we have merged that with medical data to really got the full picture. And in the group with which I was working, we were quite successful. We published 5 papers, which have already substantial number of citations. We got 3 journal covers on that. And we are now working on something which may, and the paper is already accepted, that will be a blueprint for the next pandemic. In one of these papers, we gave the advice to researchers, to research facilities, to funding agencies, and to governing bodies. And this is our role. And you see that these advices are good for everyone. Be prepared for worst case scenarios and work with the best and invest in research infrastructure, invest in and test emergency systems. And if country would like to be successful in science, I would very much advise to do that. And you see that these people who did that, sometimes it's called gang of four. Yes, or Polish crystallographic mafia is more, it's more people than this. And this is Alex Lodeberg from NCI, Mariusz Jaskulski from Poland, Zbyszek Dauter from Argonne, and myself, and some time ago. Yes, and if you would create the institute, virtual institute, which would have only 4 faculties, this is the gray is the number of citation, red is number of publication, and you have many papers which were done together over last 20 years. But these 4 people represent 1,500 publications, 83,000 citations, age index 107. And joint publication, if you will take only joint publication, is also quite substantial number. So this is what you can gain from collaboration. So my advice to all young people, collaborate, collaborate, and collaborate. And this is my diploma of Godfather Emeritus from the Polish Mafia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Władek. It was extremely nice talk. I hope you all get the message. Never surrender. If it doesn't work today, just keep going. That's the only way to succeed. And actually, this is the motto of our foundation. Keep calm and carry on. So how it all started, let's hear from Kasia Makowska.
Thanks, Vanessa. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Wonderful. Hi, everyone. It's great to have so many of you here, including our guests and the team and the audience. Welcome. We are so honored and thrilled to have each and one of you with us today. And I can't tell you how excited we are to be having this first Science Polish Perspectives meetup in the United States. So I'd like to use this moment to tell you a bit about us, the organizers. As you might know, Polonium Foundation is a bottom-up initiative that started within the research community and works for that community. So because we are the members of the groups that we represent, we connect people, not just Poles and people of Polish origin, but really anyone interested in research or any aspect of research. It can be related to Poland, but it doesn't have to. Everyone is welcome. And through our activities, we bring together researchers and students from various disciplines from all around the world. We want to foster collaborations, facilitate the exchange of ideas, experiences, but also provide support where it's needed. So in short, we want to extract the potential especially from the Polish research diaspora. And our goal, as on the slide, is to turn the one-dimensional brain drain into a brain circulation that is a lot more beneficial for everyone. And we would not be here without our partners. Next slide, please. Thank you. So in the past, we've been supported by so many fantastic organizations, and this is such a scientist thing to say, but this is a bit of a busy slide. So just today, I wanted to highlight especially and thank the partners that that are specific to the United States. So the Kościuszko Foundation, the Polish Scientific Network in Boston, as well as the Polish American Chamber of Commerce in Chicago. So thank you so much for supporting us, either through spreading the information in the community and helping us promote the event and venturing into this new area that is the United States. So how did it all start with the Polonium Foundation? Just a quick historical view. Or even not. Before that, I would also like to thank the team in the foundation, because we would not be here without them either. So I don't have the time to go through the whole team. We are a huge bunch of volunteers, but so that you can see their faces and see their names, maybe use the moment later to say hello. a huge thank to Vanessa, who's been coordinating the American team. We've also got Paulina, Asia, Marta, Laura, Tomek, and Alek, who have done a huge amount of work to make this happen. So thank you so much. Next slide. And we've got the European part of our team as well. And it's so great that some of them could join us here. Thanks. So now, how did it all start with the foundation? We, nearly 10 years ago, a group of students organized this popular science event called Science Polish Perspectives, or SPP for short. And since then, the conference has been taking place each year, either in Oxford or in Cambridge. And then we were steadily growing in size. Next slide. And in 2016, the Polonium Foundation was officially founded. We launched a few other projects, including a team focusing on research. We have published a report on the Polish Research Diaspora, which is the biggest one to date, where we have analyzed the views and situation of nearly 500 representatives of the group. In the meantime, we have also organized a SPP meetup like this one in collaboration with partners in the USA, but also all around the world. Next one, please. Thanks a lot. And then in 2020, it all came to a halt. So we had to cancel our 2020 conference that was planned for Zurich. But we did not stay put. We organized a series of online events. We organized a series of webinars, and we launched a huge new initiative called Polonium Network, which I'm sure Vanessa will speak about more in a second. So I guess how we would say in Polish, szczęście w nieszczęściu, a sort of luck in an unlucky situation for us was that when we had to move online, we noticed that it was a very pleasant surprise to see that so many of our attendees and of people dialing into the webinars were not just from Europe, but actually from all around the world. And be it with the online conference we had earlier this year, or with Polonium Network, a huge group of our audience was actually in the United States. So I'm extremely pleased that we've been able to broaden out to the States, and hopefully this is just the beginning of a wonderful friendship. So I'm going to stop here. I'm wishing you everyone a lovely meeting, and hopefully we'll be able to see some of you in person very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Kasia, so much. And as you just heard from her, we want to connect together scientists, researchers, people who want to be close to science all over the world. That's why we created Polonium Network. And maybe before we dive into more detailed information, what you can find in there and how you can use it, we can watch a short video overlaying the whole project.
Hi, I'm Iga, and this is the Polonium Network, a place where Polish researchers can find and sustain global research connections. How do you start? To become part of our platform, you first need to register and create a profile. The process is pretty self-explanatory. Fill in a few basic requirements, after which an email with a confirmation link will be sent to you shortly. Your profile is your business card to other users. Utilize its potential to the maximum. Increase your visibility by providing the information about your current position, disciplines you specialize in, your education, as well as grants and funding. Help others find you. Search for new contacts in the Community tab, where you can find other like-minded people based on their interests, education, and even location. Grow your network by reaching out directly to others using our built-in messaging functionality. Looking for new job opportunities? We've got you covered. In the Careers tab, you can browse through offers from the scientific community. Don't worry about missing a deadline. You can have curated job offers specific for your disciplines of interest sent to you as a newsletter. They have all the information you need: the position description, location, required skills, education, and salary. Are you a company or institution that's interested in working with us? No problem. In the Become a Partner tab, you will find information on how to contact us so we can swiftly start the process of bringing you on board. Good networks matter. Take care of yours. Join us at poloniumnetwork.org.
So looking closer, we already have nearly 400 users registered at Polonium Network, and they are from 25 countries at the moment. We hope that we are your scientific gateway for the top talents. We have people from across different disciplines and a different level of career right now, not mentioning that affiliation of our community members includes top world universities. So far, we posted over 60 job offers, and 8 right now, it's still active. So go and check them. They are not only in Poland, you can find also opportunities in Germany and in US too. So something which everyone loves, contests. So for all of you guys here, we have great prizes. First, 5 people who will sign up during the conference on the Polonium Network will get a special gift back from Polonium Foundation. If you are already registered and wish that you waited until today with that, don't worry. Our first birthdays are coming up and we have a special surprise for all registered users too. As an addition to the Polonium Network and what you could hear in the video, we also will be launching the Career Cafe series in October. The series will aim to give the opportunity to discuss different topics, to foster support system, and also to answer different questions you might have about studying abroad, working abroad, and how to get connected with people who are already there. So stay in touch.